In the last video, Javi got all of the oil leaks fixed. He got the turbo in, and the only thing we're waiting on to put everything back together is that crank gear that broke. Javi wasn't able to find one at his shop, so he placed an order on that, and it should be here as early as Saturday, if not as late as Monday. If it's here Saturday, Javi will be coming up this Sunday. If not, he'll be coming up the following Sunday. But regardless, we have to spend some time in the engine bay today because I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but in person, I can tell you guys that this engine bay is filthy. There is dirt all over the place. All these lines are dirty. On the surface of the engine, there's grease and oil. You can see it a little bit better right here. And then just more dirt everywhere. I'm not a detailer, so it won't be perfect at all. But I'm sure the majority of you guys, including myself, have watched the Chris Fix engine bay cleanup, so I'm gonna go based off of that and just try my best. I got my little duck brush ready, but before we start cleaning everything, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the intake and remove the battery. Right off the bat, you guys can see how dirty it is. We got a bunch of dirt underneath the battery. We got some leaves down there. Got some pine needles up in here. First off, I'm gonna hit everything with the brush, and then we're gonna get the vacuum cleaner over here and try and suck up most of the dirt. I think if we take our time and we spend enough time out here, we should be able to get this engine bay looking a lot better than what it looks like right now. We got our duck brush. Let's go ahead and just start hitting everything. Hit as much as I could with the brush just to loosen up the dirt. It was a little tough to get into these smaller areas right here, but I think that's okay. Now we're gonna move on to the vacuum cleaner, and it's actually crazy how much of a difference this alone makes with getting the engine bay cleaned up. Let's take this out first. Let's see how much of this dirt I can pull out without dropping it everywhere. Nope, there it goes. I dropped most of it in the car, but there's a little bit. The rest is in there, so let's get it all cleaned up. I think we sucked up as much dirt as we could. Now what I'm gonna do is switch this over to the back, and now it kind of works like a leaf blower. And now we're able to blow air into places where we couldn't get the dirt sucked up. I think most of the dust is out of the car. I picked up most of the dirt. Now I'm gonna get to actually cleaning all of this grease and oil, and check this out. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but look how much of that is covered in grease. I did want to spray some water in here, but I'm not sure how safe that is with all of this uncovered and all this back here. So I think I'm gonna go straight to the soapy water and spray everything down, and then try and scrub everything with this toothbrush, because I mean, this has to get done. There's no way that I can leave that. I'm just not sure what you can and can't get wet. I know that all the electrical stuff can't get wet. I'm just not sure about like in here. So I'd rather play it safe and just get as much as I can cleaned up. My main concern is all of that oil and grease inside of there. Got my soapy water. I think what I'm gonna do is spray everything first, let it sit for a bit, clean all of these surfaces that I can clean pretty easily, and then we'll start scrubbing away. I let it sit for a little. Now I'm gonna go in and start scrubbing all that grease away with this toothbrush. It's not gonna be easy, man, but it's gonna be worth it. Alright guys, I am finally done. I got everything all dried up and wiped down. This is really tough, I'm not gonna lie. It's tough trying to get an engine bay nice and clean. I think I did my best with what I had. This is what everything looks like now. I think it does look a lot better than it did when we first started. I was able to get all the grease out of like these areas. I got most of the grease from inside of there, but once you get like deep inside of there, it's almost impossible. Like in there I can see a bunch of grease. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a bunch still in there. Down underneath here I tried my best, but there is still some like deep inside of there. If you guys remember what my valve covers looked like before, I forgot to record it. There was so much oil all over them, and I did my best to get most of it off, and I think those came out pretty good. But yeah, this is how everything came out. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I am not a professional, I'm not a detailer, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I tried to at least clean most of it out. But I don't think I did too bad for, I think this is my second time doing this. The first time I really didn't know what I was doing, but this is my second time doing it, and it's not bad. I'm happy that I got at least most of the grease out of here, and on the valve covers. I think one day when we eventually pull this motor out and like try and go for more power or something like that, we can definitely get in there and actually clean every last bit of it. I'm gonna leave the battery and the intake out because I am planning on doing the spark plugs before we do the first startup. I do have a new filter here, got the gasket that just came in, and then I have somewhere around here I have, yeah, the nuts that I was missing. Javi should be getting the timing belt back on hopefully this week, if not next week. Once the radiator goes back in, we'll fill up the car with oil and coolant, put the downpipe on, put the intercooler on, replace the spark plugs, and then I think we'll be ready for the first start, which is very exciting. Let me know what you guys think about the engine bay. Hopefully you guys notice a difference, because I noticed a difference in person for sure, but I know on camera it's a little tougher to see. That's everything. This was filthy too. I got that nice and clean. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I always enjoy coming out and filming whatever it is, so I hope you guys do as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.